name is Matt Bover. I'm 25 years old, and I'm a drummer. So I was in 5th or 6th grade, and I originally was a guitar player. My brother got me started playing guitar. He's a guitar player. And I met a friend in elementary school who played the drums. And one day we decided to jam. He brought his drum set over to my parents' house. We set up the drums in my bedroom, and I had my little guitar. We would jam out and write some music. And one day he brought his drum set over, and he said at the end, he said, "I can't bring my drum set home. I'm gonna have to come tomorrow and pick it up." I said, "That's fine." But it ended up he couldn't pick his drum set up for 6 months. So his drum set was just sitting in my bedroom for 6 months, for a really long time. So eventually I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try this out. I sat down one day and I realized I was able to express myself so much better on the drums than I was on the guitar, and I was having a lot more fun. And I realized I was a better drummer than I was a guitar player, and I didn't have to worry about playing the right notes on the guitar, or am I playing the right notes, does it sound good or not. I was able to just pick up a pair of sticks and kind of smash along, and it sounded good, and I was able to be creative on the spot. And I remember one day I was jamming along with myself. It probably sounded terrible, but I thought I was sounding great. I walked down from my bedroom, and my mother told me, "Wow, you sound pretty good on those drums. We'll have to get you a set of your own." And that's really when I started falling in love with the drums. Started to feel more confident about what I was playing, and I was loving it. I was able to be creative on the fly. When I play the drums, I feel most at home. I feel the most myself. I feel the most happy. I also feel incredibly frustrated as the artist, because I can, like I said before, I can see all my flaws, but my flaws excite me in a way. It excites me to be like, okay, I'm not good at that. That's another thing for me to practice and get good at. So expressing yourself, playing an instrument is incredibly fulfilling, and it's incredibly frustrating at the same time as the artist, but I feel most at home when I'm behind the drums, when I have the sticks in my hands, and I'm just being myself. I'm just letting my feelings come out of my hands, and I'm expressing myself. So playing the drums is great. It's not great every single day. Some days it's harder than others, but overall, it's the best thing I could ever do. The sacrifices I've had to make are crazy. I've had to make a lot of sacrifices. When I was in college, I would practice 15 to 17 hours a day, and that would mean I'd have to wake up at 6 a.m. and basically I would go to sleep at 2 or 3 a.m. So I would sacrifice a lot of sleep, and that's just in college. Before college, I had to sacrifice a lot of time with my newborn niece and nephew. I've lost girlfriends because I was so obsessed with the drums. I've lost friends because I'm so obsessed with the drums. Physical tolls of drumming. So drumming is an incredibly cardio. You have to have good cardio to play the drums, to say the least. Not just that, you have to have strong arms to play the drums and quick reflexes. So I train my arms every day outside of drumming. I train my forearms, what I call the drumming muscles, my forearms, my wrists, my fingers, and that goes into the shoulders too. All things like that, and my feet especially too. So there's a lot of physical tolls. Outside of that, I've lost a lot of sleep due to drumming, so maybe I consider that a physical toll that comes with being a drummer or being a musician. Are there any financial struggles with being a musician? Most certainly. It's almost all financial stressors. To buy gear, you have to buy all this gear. Not only that, driving to gigs, getting paid to play shows is wow, that's really, really hard in itself. Getting paid as a musician, finding work is incredibly, incredibly hard. And if you're not, especially now with COVID, if you're not playing shows, and you have to teach as a musician, so finding students is incredibly difficult. So is being a musician, is being a drummer is there any financial struggles? Most certainly, but I don't do it for the finances. I'm not. If I wanted to do it for the money, I'd be a lawyer or a doctor. I do this because I love expressing myself. I love improving myself every single day, and I love the challenge. I love the drums. So this is my life calling. Someone's got to do it. Someone has to be the struggling artist, and the universe told me this is what I have to do, so I'm going to do it. I applied to go to Berklee College of Music. So I had an interview and an audition in New York City. Me and my brother went up to New York City. I did my audition interview there. I had to play a song for them, so I played a Latin jazz song, and they asked me to do a couple of different things, play this sort of style, play this sort of style. Then they got on a piano, asked me some theory things, and then I had an interview where they asked me why it would be good for the school and why I should go to school and stuff like that. So I did all that, and I thought I killed it. I'm like, there's no way I'm not going to get in. But about let me think about this. 6 months after or so, I hear back about how that went, and they told me I was not accepted into the school, and my heart was really broken because for me it was Berklee or nothing. I had no other. I didn't want to go anywhere else. I didn't apply anywhere else, so I was kind of screwed. But Berklee said, we're starting a brand new thing, a brand new program in Barcelona, Spain, or Tel Aviv, Israel, and if you prove yourself worthy, if you get I think it was above a B average, if you get above a B, then you can go to Boston. And so I said, well, Berklee is my absolute dream. I didn't go anywhere else. I didn't apply anywhere else, so I have to go to Berklee. I guess I have to go to Barcelona or Israel. So I chose Barcelona, and I moved to Barcelona right after high school. Very, very shortly after high school. I moved there all by myself in a little hostel for the first 6 months, and then I moved into my own apartment. But I went to school in Barcelona, and I never even knew what Barcelona was. I didn't even pay attention in high school, so I had no idea where or what. All I knew was Spain. I must speak Spanish. So I went to school there at a school called the Conservatorio Theo, and I not only did I get above a B average, I got an A plus, and I got many recommendations from teachers at the school, and I got into Boston, my dream college, my dream school, where all my heroes went. So I went to Boston for 4 years. So when I was in the middle of Berklee, it must have been my 5th semester or something like that, 4th, 5th semester, I had a teacher at Berklee. His name was James Murphy, and we started playing together. I started telling him, like, wow, I have all these ideas in my head. Sometimes I find it difficult to be able to play all these different things in my head and to remember them all. And he told me, why don't you write down your ideas on paper so you can visually see them out, and that will help you kind of mentally keep track of them better. I said, it's a good idea. So I started writing down all my different ideas in my head until I started coming up with hundreds and hundreds of ideas, and I realized, wow, this could help other people, not just me. So I compiled all my ideas, came up with some different ways to practice and stuff like that, different ways to practice these ideas, and I made a little book out of it to hopefully help other people. I ended up coming up with 1,500 different ideas just in that one book, and I could have, if I wanted to keep going, I could have came up with thousands and thousands. So once you write down your ideas on paper, I think it'll blow your mind how many ideas you really have. So I did that. I made a little book out of it called Chops for the Modern Drummer. It got 1,500 different drum patterns, and there's just ones I came up with. Anybody can pick up the book and learn a pattern or two, or 1,500, however many they want. And I have written out there different ways to practice these things, and my methodology to how to master these sorts of things. And it was very, very popular. It is very popular still. Before I was published, I sold hundreds of copies by myself. Well, I self-published it until Hudson Music, which is a very prominent publisher in the music industry, they heard about my book and they were very interested of publishing it themselves. So I had to take up that. I mean, my first ever drum educational anything I ever owned was published through Hudson Music. So they're really big, and it was a dream come true for me. So they published my book, and it's done really great. When I sit down on the drums every day, I see all these weaknesses in my playing, all these things that I suck at, and I want to tear them down. I want to get better at them every single day until one day I can get hopefully closer to whatever mastery is of the instrument and mastery of myself, really. And this is the same principle that I think you can use in every single day life, whether you play drums or not, is the practice of becoming a better person every day, tearing down the things that you're not good at, things that you can improve on, and getting better at them. So that's really why I love playing the drums.